ain't finished. The call ain't finished. Make you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com, your number one source for Chiefs news. Check out the website every day. Got 3 new articles up today. Got another one coming up later today. I'm your host, Nick Athan, along with Mr. Hense Todd, producer extraordinary, and my partner in crime in this process and project with Bowtie Sports. Check out his show every Saturday at 1 o'clock. They talk all things Kansas City. And before we talk about interesting Chiefs victory over the 49ers on Sunday, let's bring in our sponsors and tell you about the people that help us pay the bills around here. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a trusted real estate advisor, if you're looking for someone that can walk you through the process of buying or selling a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, he is your trusted real estate advisor. Give him a call today at 816-729-3785. Or you can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
That's right. Another proud sponsor is my incredible, amazing wife, Emily Athan. Listen, open enrollment begins November 1st and ends December 15th. So if you're looking for an ACA plan or a private option, she's your one-stop source for being able to decipher what's best for you and or your family or your small business. So if you're looking for a custom quote today or someone who can analyze your current plan and see if there's a better one out there, give her a call today at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
That's right.
Emily.
We do. We also love our new corporate sponsor, Roll Tape.
Let's go.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence. Stop by and visit us today.
That's right. 2 locations, Highway 40 and also 1214 Noland Road. They're your one-stop shop for anything electronics. They buy, they sell. Just bring in an old device, trade it up for a new one. Maybe you want to trade down to a different device, whatever it might be. They are your one-stop shop. Resell Electronics. Give them a call today at 816-886-7285 or email or check out their website at resellelectronics.com. Resell.
What the hell? Y'all funny, man. Y'all funny, man.
Hey, we do what we got to do around here. The Four Guys in a Bar podcast. We're on 3 days a week, 1:30 Central Time. So please check us out. And our co-hosts, Mr. Lou Montagna, the other senior member of the I'm going to call him the Gray Club. All right, you and I are in the Gray Club. And
proud of it.
The young stud, Mr. Andre Tillman. Coach, what's up?
What's happening?
All right, guys. Before we get into this game, what a crazy Saturday and Sunday of college. I watched a lot of college football Saturday just for you guys because you talk about it all the time. And I'm thinking I got to catch up here. I mean, I got to start watching these games. There were some incredible games this weekend. Yeah. Heck, even my Jayhawks won. I mean, shockingly over Houston. Of course, they play Kansas State at Kansas State this weekend. They're going to get thumped. But nonetheless, I will take the win for the week. But, I mean, some great games, you know, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Tennessee. If you watch that Tennessee game, that crowd, 101,000 people, was just rocking the play. I've watched a lot of Vols games before, and a good friend of mine runs a Vols site. And I'm just like, I was totally blown away that this game had that kind of electricity from start to finish. It was one of the best college football games I've seen in a really long
Rocky
time.
Top, man. SEC football. It's huge. I mean, it's one of the top, I think one of the 5 biggest stadiums in the United States. It's always been around the top 3 or 4. Yeah. I think Penn State and then the Big House, they added a bunch of seats and kind of leapfrogged them. But that place, when that team's rolling, that's a crazy place to be.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Biggest surprise of the college football Saturday.
A lot of energy today, guys. Let's go. What do we need?
Let's
a quick
go.
shot?
No. Before we
need
get
a round of tequilas to get things going.
I need to know what was the best game you saw Saturday. You go first, Lou.
Well, I could go.
All right, you go, Hense.
Yeah, go. I've got a weekend 6-pack, Nick. Come on.
All right. Never mind.
The best game I seen on Saturday was the Kansas City Mavericks. If you haven't watched hockey, if you haven't seen hockey, these guys was playing ball. I mean, it was nice. The crowd was electrifying. The stadium was you talk about crowds. This crowd was electrifying. It had me and Coach Dre jumping out the press box. It was so hyped in there. We loved it. I had to tell this man to calm down.
Now, first of all, we're not gonna say that because my man told me to calm down. He jumped up before I jumped up. Guys, I'm telling you what, real quick. You can throw down for 5 minutes. There's only 5-minute penalty. You can throw down for 5 minutes. We seen bloodshed. We seen bloodshed. You hear me? My man sacrificed for his teammate. He sacrificed for his brother. He went out there and took a beating, but all to win the game in the end. Now, my favorite college game, real quick, was a thumping of Texas. Texas,
that was fun to watch.
I said, God dang! But that's my game.
I didn't see that one coming. I thought Texas was going to win.
They took out Archie
going into the game.
They took out Archie from the first half, man. If they put Archie in, then it would be a different ball game.
Yep. It is what it is.
And before we get deep down into the 6-pack, let's go ahead and get into some the news that happened earlier today with Jalen Watson. So what's your take on this?
This is a huge loss for the Chiefs. I mean, he, in my opinion, he has more than made up for the L'Jarius Sneed departure. He's had the best start of his career. He is such a huge part of this defense. He has a fractured ankle. We don't know how severe it is. Pacheco had some other damage, so his timeline, is long. There's a possibility, I guess, depending on what the MRI results are, that he could come back maybe toward the playoffs. But you're looking at 6 to 8 weeks more than likely at this point, and we're just now in end of October. Got one more game this month, and then it's December football. So it's possible that he could come back for the postseason and be a nice bump to get. But this, to me, he's in my top 3 or 4 defenders. It just means someone else is going to have to step up. And I see Johnson played well, Wallace played well. But to me, this is a big, big blow to the defense. And if they can get production from whoever, one or two guys that can step up, then they can absorb this loss. But I can't slow play the fact that he's been such a great player for them this year.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
Great take on that. So let's get right into the 6-pack. What you have for us today?
Do it.
All right, let's go, gang. The weekend 6-pack. Throw up the graphic there, Hense. Let's see if we get nothing on the pizza yet. Okay, we're still going plain here. 6 beers, bunch of drinks there on the side. So you got a lot to choose from there in terms of the libations. So that's a good kind of a spicy deal. But the pizza plain, come on, let's go. We're better.
Gluten free.
So let's go. Weekend 6-pack. A couple things in terms of college football. I was really excited to see Colorado, Arizona, because you had potentially the number 1 wide receiver, Tataro McMillan for Arizona, versus Travis Hunter, who also plays wide receiver and probably be the number 2 receiver in this little equation. But he's also the top corner in the league, or in college football. And I guess the word was there was probably like 20 or 30 GMs, scouts, all sorts of NFL stuff around it. And the matchup never really materialized. Travis got a little gimpy, so they kind of held him out the second half. Arizona was completely overmatched. Colorado really put it on him. But it was just something that you thought, oh my God, here we go. These are like two of the top players, one-on-one, mano-a-mano, and it never really materialized. And Coach Prime got it done. 34-7 for Colorado. We coming, baby. Here we go.
That's surprising.
In terms of another college part of the six-pack, if you would, Georgia at Texas. And you guys kind of hit on it at the beginning. And it was billed as, number one versus Georgia, and Georgia was down because they lost to Alabama, whatever. And just in case everybody kind of forgot that Kirby Smart can coach football and that this is still the SEC and these interlopers from the Big 12 think they're all that. Hello. Let's lay the smackdown on these guys, 30-15, while his own quarterback threw for 175 and threw 3 interceptions, and they still ruined them. They had a hard time even moving the damn ball. So kudos to Kirby and kind of saying, okay, the SEC still runs through us. And Texas, not quite there yet.
Shameful performance by Texas, and Oklahoma worse. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, those two Big 12 teams coming in. Not that they don't have any business being there. I think Texas is still one of the top programs, and you think Sark had them rolling. Maybe they're reading too many clippings. I don't know, or maybe just Georgia's that much.
Georgia's just that much. They played in the big games though, and Texas
lost to Alabama, so it's kind of. It was one of those things where all of a sudden they're underdogs on top of everything else. I think it was like the first time in like 50 games or something.
Yeah.
So
it's like that's like making the Chiefs an underdog against the 49ers.
Exactly. Kirby getting it done. Okay, let's go to the NFL. Probably the game of the day. Detroit and Minnesota.
Hello.
Was part of the best bets. Didn't go so well for yours truly. But what a great game. Walk-off field goal at the end. And Jared Goff is on a freaking heater. I don't know that we've talked about him. We were talking about, potentially a running back winning the MVP. In terms of any of the quarterbacks, Jared Goff's got to be up in the conversation, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the last 3 games, I think he has a total of 10 incomplete passes, 18 for 18, 18 for 25, 22 for 25, 8 TDs, basically a clean sheet. But Detroit showed a lot of mettle here because they had to come back a couple of times in Minnesota against that B-flow defense. And they really showed me a lot because if they weren't that good a team, it was easy for them to just fold it up in the second half. They hung with it and they got it done. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch the game.
I did.
Impressions?
I watched the game. I heard a lot about Brian Foles. Brian Foles this. Brian Foles that. He's defense hard to score on.
Brian Flores.
Yeah.
Flores. He's this, he's that. But again, like I've been saying for the longest, I don't think they're that good of a team. And they got exposed on Sunday.
They got exposed by a walk-off field goal at the buzzer.
Yeah.
No. My biggest takeaway was Branch.
They didn't get run over.
The safety from Alabama been balling this whole season.
Brian Branch,
that boy right there, Brian Branch, been balling.
Yeah.
Balling. You hear me? Probably is the best safety this year in football. Brian Branch. Kudos to him, man. You've been playing phenomenal, man.
You know what I was impressed with the win is that they played without Aiden Hutchinson. This is kind of the first 4-quarter game they'd missed him. You could tell he was missed on the field because the Vikings, once they got their act together offensively, up until their last drive of the game, they were moving the ball in the second half and they were making things happen. I thought their defense was strong. But that's a big mental loss to overcome for a guy that's so dominant. So I think Goff is in the conversation of MVP. He should be. Yeah, definitely. He's found a home. He's throwing the rock as good as he's had. He's got an incredible amount of weapons, and he's got a relationship with his head coach that is it's fun to watch. They're like the same person out there. And that's good if you're going to be, if you're going to win championships, your head coach and the quarterback have to be the same mentality. And those two are 2 peas in a pod.
Hey, real quick. You got to understand, Goff on the road has been phenomenal on the road against teams over 500. I mean, against good quarterbacks, Goff been producing. You got to dig off that.
He's having a great year, and just the fact that, again, in a game to go 18 for 18, 10 incompletions over the last 3 weeks, and again, they're not a ton of just layup type throws. I mean, he's throwing it in harm's way, and he's
good point,
really accurate and getting it done.
In the toughest division in football too.
It is, and
it's not even close.
Right. So I think, these teams don't play again till like week 18.
Yeah, last year.
So that'll be a good test there. We'll see if Minnesota can kind of get things turned around, and not necessarily turned around. I mean, they played a really good team and they were right there in the game and just didn't quite finish the deal there.
Bad first half.
2-point conversion
came around
at the end there to go. They could have been up by 3, but anyway. All right. So I'm looking at this at Seattle. I don't know. Maybe it's Geno or whatever, but is this like a schizophrenic team? I don't know how.
I don't believe in them.
To make of them.
I don't believe in them.
They lose at home to the Giants, right? I don't know what they went to overtime with the Patriots. They get crushed by the 49ers, and then they go on there. Not that Atlanta's some great team, but it's like you don't know what you're ever going to get and you look at the offensive weapons. You got Kenneth Walker III in the backfield, DK and JSN and Lockett, and it's like what? I don't know what to make of them. Are they any good?
Listen, they just so inconsistent. It reminds me of somebody on the show. It reminds me of the Cube. Because it's just so inconsistent. You don't know what you're getting from them, man. It's like
one man is fixed, one man's not. So hey.
I don't know. They just so inconsistent. I don't know. It's a good point, Lou. I don't know. I
don't know what this team is. You probably you don't see it being sustainable because they haven't been able to do it. But just like some weeks, you look like this team can do some things. They can challenge the best defenses, but here we go.
Yeah, they're the best team in a bad division right now, and that's
all that matters.
This is just the way they are. They're going to be this way, every game. Geno Smith, if I'm not mistaken, came out in the same draft as when the Chiefs had the number 1 pick. And he's been in the league a long time. He's getting his opportunity. He got paid. But week in and week out, you flip a coin. You just don't know which one's going to show up.
That's a good point.
He looked terrible against the 49ers, and he looked brilliant yesterday. So
because are they a power run team? What are they? A power run?
They don't know
team?
What they are.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're kind of all over the place. But like I said, they've got a lot of talent at the skill positions all the way around. So
they do.
Yeah.
So we'll just bookmark that, see where the hell they land in the next few weeks, if they play themselves into the division lead or play themselves out. I know one of our main topics is going to be the Chiefs defense, so we'll leave that one alone for now. So we'll just take a look at my last one here. And it's just, I just labeled it injuries. And I know there have been a lot of injuries up to this point, but it seemed like yesterday.
A platter of injuries.
Ayuk, Jalen went down. Deshaun Watson pops his Achilles. Jaden Daniels gets rib injuries. Aiden O'Connell gets taken out by a thumb. DK goes carted off. Juju. And I know I'm missing some. I know there was a kid that got carted off last night in the Sunday night game.
Yeah,
offensive lineman, perhaps. I don't recall, and I don't have his name. I apologize for that. And hopefully, he's okay today. But it just seems like this was a rough weekend for some big injuries.
Yeah, it's a part of the game, Lou. So that's why
it certainly is. It just seemed like there was a lot in a short period of time.
Hey, you know what I didn't like though? You know what I didn't like in one injury when Deshaun Watson went down and the crowd cheered, man. I was
no
like,
place for that. I don't care how bad you dislike
that happened here in the kingdom, right?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that some of these fans are. I mean, the Browns are lifeless. They're not going anywhere this season. They've just made too many mistakes, and even though Watson is proving to be a move they probably shouldn't have made. And who knows what direction, if they'd have kept Baker Mayfield, who's doing a terrific job with the Bucs.
Great job, yes.
He's he's probably in a position to win that division. So I think when that happens, but you're right, Lou. I mean, there's so many injuries. We can forget about the Chiefs for a second, but all these NFL teams, and they're just missing. And this is the importance of having depth. And
and I guess to me, it's not so much, I mean, the NFL guys get hurt every single game, every week, but it's the ones.
That's why you don't do guaranteed contracts.
It's the ones that where the guys are out for the season. It's just so hard, especially early in the year. Guys, you get fired up, everybody's ready to rock and roll, and every week somebody's going down. And hey, again, that is the nature of the game. It just seemed like there was a lot of them yesterday.
I know a lot of fantasy owners are mad. You know what I mean? Some of these, some of these players are going down. Left and right. They got money riding on it, and also that's why I was saying, you don't get in the NFL. You cannot do those guaranteed contracts because like the Deshaun Watson injury. He's gonna be due $72 million next year, and another $72 million after that. Then who says when he's gonna come back? Do we want to come back to Cleveland? And then they're gonna be stuck with that dead cap money. So I just won't do no guaranteed contracts. And Brandon Ayuk just got his contract, right? And then he goes down. So
forgot about him.
Well, from a player perspective, you're putting your butt on the line there. You would hope that maybe not fully guaranteed, but you need some guaranteed money. So I don't know that the NFLPA would be a big fan of that statement there, Hensley.
Yeah. Well,
good point, guys. But honestly, like I told everybody, next man up. My motto is next man up. You go out there, the numbers call, you go out there and get busy. But these injuries are very important. I think I was watching the show today. They was talking about the injuries. It's like, I know next man up, but you can't replace stars.
You have to replace them with several people. It's a combination of two people in most cases. I mean, case in point, the Chiefs. I mean, we'll talk about this, but Noah Gray was leading.
Salary.
Shout out to 50 Shades, man. 50 Shades, man.
Limited roster spots and whatever. Which next man up is a great motto to have, and to have a deep roster, but. You start losing superstars and all pro players. It's
it's impossible.
Put somebody else in there, but it's not necessarily gonna measure up, and it could crush your season.
Well, I mean, it's just it's the teams that know how to survive the injuries, and I think the thing that people have to remember when you have so many injuries on a team and you lose superstars, it's how well the coaching staff, and Andy Reid talked about this today in his press conference, is how well you develop the guys underneath to when their moment comes, they're ready. And that doesn't happen in a lot of places. Perfect case in point was yesterday in San Francisco. Those wide receivers 4, 5, 6, and 7 didn't know what to do out there for the most part. And that's why Brock Purdy had such a tough day, because they didn't know the routes. They didn't know what to do in the red zone. And they weren't prepared.
Yeah, well, it's different. It's different when it happens in game, Nick. You had Ricky Pearsall coming off of getting shot, right? So I mean, he really hasn't had much time on task.
No, I understand that.
Purdy, Juwan Jennings was not.
Who was number 19 though, Lou? Who was number 19?
That's a great point.
Right, because at the end, he was trying to get up at the end. Though,
I think that goes to the point is, I don't know. It used to be Debo before he changed to number 1.
Oh, and that was a big one. That was an illness, man. I was like, dang.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. Is it an illness? I'm just saying. No, he's not getting traded. Stop it.
I'm just saying.
Stop it. He's not coming to the Chiefs. There's no way the 49ers would throw the white flag in that.
But it still goes to show you that they do rely heavily on that run game. And but for Spags and this team, they usually get the run game rolling, so everything else works.
Yeah. You can't run against the Chiefs this year. It's not happening.
So whatever Spags done, whether it was, learning to defend that scheme when he was coaching against Mike Shanahan to the point where now he owns the kid. He knows he's got it rolling against that dude.
The Chiefs stopped every style of run this year, right?
Before we get,
I don't know if I'm saying it right, but every type of run style that the Chiefs
stop it.
Have that number.
We're gonna have that in the topic. So let's go right.
Tell me to stop it, sir. You keep going.
Okay,
keep the show rolling.
We can just no. You don't tell them to just transition to that. We don't have to say stop.
Let's go right. What you doing with the 6-pack? I'm just knowing what you doing with the 6-pack.
That was it. The injuries are done. We were just we started talking about something else.
I thought y'all went.
This is dang kingdom stuff, man. Y'all excited? Tell me to stop it.
All right, guys, that was the 6-pack.
The 6-pack, yes, the plain pizza,
Blue
the
and free
nondescript
pizza with
beers,
Kool-Aid drinks.
Plenty of drinks there on the left.
Tricks.
Brought to you by
No one particular.
We'll fix that. We'll fix that for the next show.
Anybody out there?
I think that's a resale sponsor. There we go.
Sponsor, you want to put your name on the 6-pack?
Yeah, nobody particular.
Hit us up, man.
I do want to go off topic here. Nick Slayman has a question. Do we keep Nick Bolton next year? Or we let him walk.
I'm keeping Nick Bolton.
I am too. Yeah, I am now.
I wasn't on at the first beginning of it, but now
nobody was. Now you see how how important he is to their run defense. Yeah, keep him.
I don't know. He's played himself into a contract. Now, it depends on at what level. Yeah. If anybody soured on him because in the first game he gave up a few passes, then he's guilty. He's horrible.
It was me. I did.
That's about 10% of his game. What they rely on him for is what you see is in the run game, maybe covering a back, in the short area, but 20 yards downfield, that's a formational thing. It's not going to happen that often.
No.
If he gets beat, he gets beat, but I think he's played himself into a contract. It just depends on how much.
We'll see what happens. Plenty of time to work on that. Yep. All right, Hense. Guide us, young man.
Let's get us right to our sponsors before we get into the main segment of the show.
All right, let's talk about our first sponsor, Mr. Eric Haynes. With the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group, if you're looking for someone who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there is nobody better than this man. Give him a call today at 816-729-3785, or you can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
That's right. Another proud sponsor is my amazing, incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you're need help finding the best affordable healthcare plan for you and your family, whether that's an ACA option or a private option that she has available through United Healthcare, give her a call today for a free quote, 913-215-9086.
Emily.
And our new sponsor, Resell Rotate.
Buy a cell phone at Resell Electronics and save up to 25%. Our phones are pre-owned and in great condition. We carry top brands like iPhones and Samsung. Sell us your old phone and we'll offer you cash on the spot. Resell Electronics in Independence.
That's right, Resell Electronics. They got 2 great locations up on 40 Highway, also on South Nolan Road. If you need to buy any kind of electronics, cell phones, tablets, laptops, whatever it might be, they are your one-stop shop. Call them today at 816-886-7285 or check out their website at resellelectronics.com.
Resell.
Let's get into it. Get into the recap, guys.
Do
you think do the Chiefs have the best defense in the league, as you guys are already trying to talk about?
Yeah. Yes. Damn right. Damn right they do.
Nah, they do got the best run defense. The best run defense. Yeah, definitely. No, definitely for real. They got the best run defense. Teams only average like 2.3 yards a carry against this Kansas City Chiefs, man.
Yep.
That's right. And that's where it all starts. If you can make a team one-dimensional, you might give up a bunch of yards passing, but if you keep them out of the end zone and they have, I don't know how many games in a row. I don't know how many points has anyone. When's the last time anybody scored more than like 24 points against them?
Last year against Denver.
So, it's been a minute. So they're doing what they need to do to make other teams one-dimensional, and then they unleash hell when they get a little bit of a lead. Spags throws his pressures out there, and the result was there yesterday. 3 interceptions, not much running, not much in the running game, and again they win.
They've got some unsung heroes too on that defense. Mike Pennell They bring him in for the first and second quarter to shut the run down, and then they force the team, to abandon the run basically and start throwing the ball in the second half. And he brings another group of personnel in, and that's when he goes blitz heavy and blitz crazy, and changes the schemes in the secondary. And that's what makes this defense so good is their adaptability and their willingness to change. I mean, how many times did we yell at our TV screen when Bob Sutton was a defense coordinator who never changed anything from the first, second, third, or fourth quarter, even though things weren't working? But it goes back to what Lou and I talked about, in the previous segment. You got to have a head coach that's willing to develop and get his guys in the rotation that understand their roles and are committed to it. And, Justin Reed is a perfect example. He's not the best safety in the NFL. He's not the fastest safety in the NFL, but he baited Brock Purdy on an interception. Then he also had a tough one, with the long pass to Kittle. So
who was he throwing the ball to though? I'm like, some of them throws like, ooh.
That's the hope. That's why this defense is so. That
was all George Kalafdis. He got
a lot of pressure on him.
I mean, like he couldn't tell who he was throwing because that guy was coming around the corner. And also, man, you talking about what Dre was talking about earlier in the show, with not to get off subject, Kansas City Mavericks, having that guy to go sacrifice somebody. Hey, Brian could sacrifice himself.
He got bopped too.
He got
bopped.
I hope it's worth it. It's going to cost him some money. I don't know what was said.
I don't know why he did it anyway. You threw a punch at the Grizzly and got bopped, bro. Man. I was like, I don't know why you do that.
Hey, if you're going to beat the Grizzly, you punch him right in the nose, man. That's just the way to go.
Hey, I thought you had to box his ears.
Oh, well, whatever.
Hey, man. But you know what? Honestly, man, for real, that defense is something special, though. It's something special, man.
Yeah, I mean, the front end works with the back. I mean, obviously, the pressure gives the guys in the back, especially the safeties, a little bit more confidence to come and break on those routes. If they have an idea, the way, Spags lays this whole thing out, and I think somebody had made a very good point, is it's not always, you don't know exactly what this play is going to be, but you know what it's not going to be. Then those safeties can fire on those underneath routes. And that's, I think, what Justin Reed did. And you said all these things that he wasn't, Nick, but he may be the smartest safety in the league.
Yeah.
Now, I know Honey Badger thinks he is because he's always doing this. But Justin Reed, Stanford man, well-learned gentleman. He's
Stanford man.
Very well spoken at the mic.
You aren't a chess champion if you're not smart.
Damn. No,
I mean, you talk about unsung heroes. I put in the chat yesterday, Leo Chanel is a badass.
Oof. No, Leo Chanel is the guy. We talking about Boye.
I agree. Just about anywhere, right?
I agree.
That might have been his best game, to be honest with you.
I don't know. This season he's playing at this level. It seems like a lot.
Pay the man that money.
Freeway just asked a good question, guys. Hey, Hans, you want to post that for me, player?
Which one?
Freeway.
Post it, sir.
He did.
All right, and let's know what I'm saying. But where was he at? Where was he?
He had a lot of reps. No, he had a lot and he got a lot of pressures too.
Whatever. I think the first play of the game. The first drive of the game.
The first drive of the game. He wasn't very impactful this game. I might ask. He wasn't.
I thought he was.
I stand corrected from John Harrison. The last team to score over 28 was the Super Bowl 57. Thank you.
You already say he has one tackle.
hey, I want to give a shout out to the Golden Jacket God. One of my Jaden Hicks got his first interception yesterday.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm mad at you. I'm very upset with you. I'm very upset with you because you put that out in the group chat. And I get the message, and on my TV, the play hadn't even happened yet.
It didn't mean the same way.
That tells you, Nick, stay off your phone during the game. Stay off of social media.
My phone over.
Nick, I agree. Nick said he was like, "Yeah, Hicks with the interception." I said,
"Bro,
the play didn't even get developed yet. Like, what are you talking about, bro?"
That's the one thing that the cube is good for. It seems to see these plays before everybody else does.
Man.
He'll tell you some. Man, all right, but honestly though, FAU I didn't see a lot, but George Kalafdis stepped up big though. George
has been doing that all year. I don't know what anybody else is watching or whatever, but
a lot of people say he has really been like a focal point in his defense field this year, right?
George is having an outstanding season.
No, he did today. It showed me today.
No,
He
I
put the
mean he's
pressure on
having
Purdy.
an outstanding season, not just yesterday,
I
one or
feel
two
you, Lou.
games.
I feel you.
You watch him
the
game
grunt.
in and game out. He's
Yeah,
getting to the quarterback.
Yeah, he got the Purdy today. I seen that one. He got the Purdy.
Yeah, he forced some bad throws for sure.
Yeah, and I think, not to single John out too much here, but this is like the Chiefs are 10th in yards per game offense, 13th in points. They're 10th in yards per game allowed and 5th in points. And, they arguably have had the toughest 6-game stretch to open a season that I don't know. I mean, you're talking about 6 of the best defenses in the National Football League they've ran against, but the defense has shut down the majority of the offensive stars. We'll put Lamar Jackson out of the equation because he was phenomenal in that game, running and scrambling and extending plays. But other than that, they've just been able to just do what has to be done. And Spags,
and it's like they always have the next man up, like Roland Wallace.
Roland Wallace had one snap in his NFL career before Sunday.
Yeah.
And he made the smart play. He did his job. He kept the receiver in front of him, which was designed to do. And he made a remarkable catch against the sidelines and making sure he got both his feet in. I put him at wide receiver.
Damn Brock Purdy. Goddamn Brock Purdy.
But Purdy again, he was flustered in the game on the line.
He was flustered.
He couldn't handle it.
Right.
Some of them throws, and then
between the pressure and the fact that they couldn't run the ball, I mean that's probably the biggest part.
They can't win without McCaffrey.
That's not typically that run game just opens everything up, and then now you're down the receivers that are making all those plays.
Come on, talk about it.
I mean, Kittle was able to step up a bit, but there was only so many opportunities that he was going to get. He got them and he made them when they happened. It just didn't impact the game as much as it could have. Going down the road. But yeah, the pressure I think was just too much. And, God bless Brock Purdy. He's a very good quarterback.
Yeah.
But it'll be
at least his college team is 7-0.
They're gonna have to figure out, okay, how much are we gonna pay this guy? How much is it what he does, which is great.
Yeah.
But then who he's throwing to.
How do they pay him though? I mean,
they're
paying Trent Williams top dollar. They're paying Kittle top dollar.
There's some decisions to make. Yeah,
all right, guys. Here we go. How do
their
we
windows
replace
closed? All right, next
Jalen
topic.
Watson? How do we replace Jalen Watson? Huh?
Man up or trade? Which one we do?
Lou,
go
what
ahead.
We doing here?
Well, I think for the near term, you're going to see Najee. You're going to see Joshua Williams. You're going to see maybe. I would imagine Wallace too, since he did get a lot of snaps in yesterday's game. And then they'll see if anybody else gets hurt, then they're probably going to have to make some sort of move outside of the roster. But again, for the near term, I think, Nazee's probably going to get the first shot, and then Joshua would be the third.
Najee number 13, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, hell. Yeah, that's bad.
He was good yesterday. I mean, he had one breakdown on a long pass, I think, but other than that, he kept it in perspective and he played well.
He gonna get his ass beat.
And he's been dealing with, he's trying to come over the mental aspect of his injury too. He's had back-to-back injuries in 2 years, so that's a tough sled to overcome.
Hey Luke, is it time for Joshua Williams to finally get his due now? So now you're thin.
That's why I
put Joshua Williams out there, right?
I mean, I think there's a reason he's not playing. I mean, he had some opportunities early in the year, and it didn't go so well. Yeah. So other guys earned snaps. So yeah, absolutely, this is it. I mean, it's put up or shut.
All or nothing. Now it's like what you gonna do?
Never.
Yeah, he has not extended his play from last year.
There's a lot of season to go. There's still 11 games, so plenty of time to kind of get himself right and show them that he is the guy, and they should offer him an extension at some point. But hard to see that coming right now.
Yeah,
I'm going for number 30, man. The Wallace, man. From USC, he's gonna come out here. I feel like he played good yesterday. So he
made a nice catch.
It was an overthrown ball.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. The Chiefs had confidence for the guy with one snap.
He caught it. He caught it.
Yeah,
He
no.
caught it. He caught it. Look at Hense. No, he played phenomenal. He had an overthrown ball right in his muffin. See, he caught it.
Yeah, he caught it. That's fine. It's all, but that's what you do defensively. You take advantage of the mistakes.
He's out there for a reason. So he's earned some snaps.
We'll see. Ahead of some other guys.
Yeah, y'all beat Williams, so you must be doing something right.
We'll see what happens when, again, with now that Watson's definitely out.
Yeah,
how they play it.
Yeah,
I mean, it seems like just watching the games, and Nazee's been getting a lot more snaps, that he would be the guy. We'll see. It all depends on how Spags wants to play this.
Maybe it'll
be matchup oriented.
Yeah, there's an ultra talented free agent cornerback out there. But for whatever reason,
there's a reason.
Xavier Howard is unsigned because he wants a lot of money.
I hear that his asking price is too high. I mean, we're 6 games into the season. Who has the balls to just say, "Well, no, that's not enough for me"? That was Hassan Reddick.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Maybe he needs to get
and he bowed down.
Rosenhaus to,
and he bowed down. And they worked a new deal. They did.
He's lucky. He's with a desperate team that bailed him out.
Sam, you late to the show, player.
Xavier Howard has shown that he can be a great corner, but there must be something to it, or somebody would have picked him up because, not every. I mean, it may be one of the hardest positions to have any depth at in the league, right?
Yeah.
And the Chiefs have been fortunate that they've had some.
But honestly, the Chiefs has to make a move. They have.
But if they do make a move, I would go J.C. Horn from the Carolina Panthers. I'll go out there and get that kid, start him aside.
Now the Panthers would have to also be part of this equation, right? They would have to say, yes,
they have to throw in the white towel.
Our former first round top 10 pick, and what they would want for that. So I hear you. I mean, that would be a great addition, but it takes 2 to tango. That's a big deal.
Speaking of take 2 to tango, it was 1-2 to tango in the end zone, and one got knocked down. So would you say Patrick, now he got knocked right into the Eric Haynes sign that you can see there, but
knocked right into the sponsor.
I love that. He's gonna pick him up and find a house for him. I'm confident of that.
That dude almost took out 2 of our guys. I mean, he knocked Worthy silly there for a bit.
If there's any questions about Worthy, they've been answered. Because he got his bell rung twice.
Do we have that? Do we have that sound effect yet for the YouTube members?
Thank you, Daniel. We appreciate you, brother, very much. So.
Much love, DA.
Ding, 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 ding.
And,
I mean, Mufasa. I say Mufasa. Hey,
maybe like the cash register sound.
Yeah, listen though, he was laying the boom and he got boomed. I was like, dang. Well,
did you see his quote after the game?
Nah, I ain't see it.
He said, "My welcome into the NFL moment, right?"
Yeah, this is my welcome to the NFL moment. I love that. So classy. I mean, that was a statement. Man. I said this on my article today. At ChiefsBlitz.com, talking about Mahomes.
Yeah.
To me, in my opinion, and I know I'm probably that was the best Patrick Mahomes play I've ever seen.
It was. I agree.
Just the difficulty, the execution. You're 4th and inches from the goal line. And you go in shotgun and you go 9 yards deep to try to throw a pass, and you say, screw it, I'm going to throw my body as fast as I can to the end zone. And here comes this guy who's been mashing my wide receivers throughout the entire game, and he lowers his shoulders to me and he knocks him on his backside with his legs up in the air, and he looks down. I'm like,
nah, Mahomes mugged me. Did Mahomes taunt? That was a taunt, fellas. That was a taunt. But
that's the closest thing to a quarterback sneak that you'll see them run.
That was his quarterback sneak.
Yeah, I thought the flag was the taunt when the flag.
Yeah, he did, because he sit there, he mugged him. He
delayed quarterback sneak. He just
but
Kelsey's not open. I better go.
Man, hey, you know what? Honestly, for real, Nick, to piggyback off what you just said, it was like a statement for the 49ers. That was a statement to the Niners. Like, you're not beating us, man. You know what I'm saying? That was a statement in the discussion is over. Kansas City Chiefs own the 49ers.
Yeah.
Right?
So look
at my damn Cardinals.
He said knocked him right into the sponsor sign.
Knocked him right into the sponsor.
vouch for you to buy Eric Haynes.
Hey, you see those drinks though? Not the drinks out of his hand. You hear me?
Yeah. Lying.
But look at that Juju Smith-Schuster placed on. If he's gonna be hurt for a while, who's on a roster? Roster?
Nico.
The mafia is just champing at the bit. They can't. Oh my God!
Hey, did you see Scott Moore get a target and he caught the ball? It was the grass. It was the surface.
He didn't catch the ball.
It was the atmosphere that
He
it was too
dropped
hot.
it.
Yeah.
It was too hot though. It was too hot.
It was too low.
Is it me or
He
does it
couldn't.
seem like he's always stumbling a little bit? It's never like just clean. It always seems like he's lunging or falling, or I don't know if that has to do with the where the passes are being thrown or whatever. Now I see that one he had to go down low for, but it just always seems so awkward.
Yeah, he's overthinking everything. He has lost his ability to be natural in the process because he just doesn't have the confidence.
What up, Ram on SC.
Kudos to the Chiefs for keep trying to throw him out there. But I think after this game, he didn't even block particularly well, and he usually does. I don't see a fit for him. I think if they go outside the roster, maybe they just get kind of a guy who maybe has a general concept of the kind of offense they run and work him into it. But we don't know how long Juju is going to be out. I mean, I've heard could be 2 to 4 weeks. If they put him on IR, if he's got a slight tear in his hamstring, then, they're not going to have him till sometime late November, and they're going to have to do something. So we'll see. But I think, to me, Hense and I talked about this morning, Justin Ross seems to be the most likely candidate, in my opinion.
It's hard to say, or what criteria they would use to, I guess just watching them on the scout team, or maybe some of the reps that they're getting at practice, and who seems to be, I guess, getting it more than the other, because you would think by now, if they really liked one of them, they would have been up to get some snaps.
Yeah, Juju was hurt going into the game, and they didn't bring anybody up.
So I don't know. Maybe they just
like your guy Noah Gray.
They lean into. Yeah, I was just going to say they're going to lean into Noah and maybe a little bit more Jody Fortson.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best move.
Bigger guys. Now, again, I don't know that you're going to get quite the burst, but I don't know if we're getting the burst from Justin Ross either.
Right.
So again, they're just going to lean into playing big.
Yeah, you got a straight line runner. That's all he is.
Just beat the heck out of teams. Play into the defense.
Slow, methodical.
Three or four times a game, Patrick becomes Patrick, and just play like they've been playing. It's hard to you bring yourself to say this is what we are. Yes, this is what we are. So lean into it and take advantage of it.
So you want Mahomes to play bully ball then. So Mahomes had to play bully ball. 14 personnel, Mahomes playing bully ball, right? 4th and 1, Mahomes runs the ball right through the middle. All right, we playing bully ball this year.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be running the ball, but they will be running the ball.
Yeah, one of our subscribers, Kathy Welch, says after seeing the running back playing well, where or how does Clyde Edwards-Helaire get a spot? It's a terrific question.
I couldn't even tell you.
And it kind of flows into the next question, because I think the three-headed monster they have now. I know there's a rumor about Kamara being available. I don't think the Chiefs are going to go that route, but
shout out to Lou.
Yeah, I think.
Said Lou's for
I don't see where he fits. To be honest with you, I don't see that.
You're speaking about Clyde now, right?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Chiefs have a good mix with the three running backs. I think they're going to ride them and just see what happens with Pacheco. Now, there's no guarantee Pacheco's going to be back. Again, his injury was a lot more severe than they initially thought once they got in there for the surgery. So, I mean, Ken Sinclair said he's a good receiver, maybe a third down back. I don't know. I like P. Ryan a heck of a lot better. I thought P. Ryan had a really good game yesterday.
No, he did. He did.
Blocking, and he got that big pass at the end of the game or in the fourth quarter. So to answer your question, I just don't see it, to be honest with you. I just don't think he's a fit.
Well, you look at those three guys that you have, right? And you're going to say, okay, what does Clyde do that we can't get from those three guys?
Yeah. He can't block. He can't block like P. Ryan.
I don't think there's a good answer to that question. So that may just be the answer, is that they don't need a fourth one right now. There's other spots on the team that they need help. So again, unless it's some superstar running back like an Alvin Kamara, where you can use in any number of ways and have a matchup problem, that's not Clyde's game. So the only way I think that would be a move would be if it was somebody like that, not necessarily to bring Clyde up. Unfortunately, it sucks for him. Seems like a really good dude, but just right now, the way they're rolling with the running backs, not seeing it.
Yeah, we got some salty. Right. We got some salty commentary going on here today.
Do we?
Yeah, Harvey Hubert.
So
y'all still. What's that?
Questions? Are we going to go to the question at the bottom?
I'm sorry. I think it's entertaining. That's all. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. But
Hense
to win the AFC West,
Hense is taking ownership of these questions.
That's fine. He's the director of the bus.
Hey. He said, "God, you see the question."
Hey, I don't have my driver's license, so it's all good, man.
Come on.
It is a foregone conclusion that the Chiefs win the AFC West. Yeah.
I mean, listen, the Raiders lost Connell, their starting quarterback, yesterday. The Broncos, they beat some really bad football teams. Their schedule is not all that difficult. The Bo Nix has played, I think, really well. Their defense is sick, legit. I mean, they're on par with Kansas City's defense. They're pretty close. But again, we haven't seen them play the best of the best. The Chiefs play them in 3 weeks? I think we've got the Raiders this week. Then we got the Bucks at home Monday night. Then we have a Sunday game against Denver. So by that point, I think the division will be wrapped up. The Chargers, to me, we just don't know. I don't think we can count on them as saying they're going to make a big run. Can they beat Kansas City in Kansas City? Yeah, it's possible. At the time of the year they're going to be playing, but I don't think there's enough there collectively. If you put the best players on all three teams, I'm not sure there's a team you could bring up that is going to have the game savvy and the coaching that the Chiefs do. But listen, I don't like Sean Payton. I don't care for his style or his approach, but he's done a terrific job. He put his whole career down on Bo Nix. And
they're very well coached. They're not going to beat themselves.
They are well coached, and he's done a huge turnaround in 1 year.
Overly explosive offensively, right? I mean, they can dink and dunk it around and so forth. And if they don't make mistakes, they stay in these games, and the defense kind of has helped them win them. Right. But again, like you had mentioned, they really haven't played anybody of substance to say, they can play with the best team. So I don't see really any of these teams posing much of a challenge. Could they win a game? Sure. But to overtake them in the division, not a chance in hell.
Well, I agree.
I mean, their schedule is relative. I'm looking at their schedule. I mean, they've got a layup against Carolina at home. Then they go to Baltimore and Kansas City, Atlanta at Vegas.
They have the fourth place schedule, right?
Yeah, and they got to go to Cincinnati. They got to go to Cincinnati in the end of the season and also Los Angeles. So, that's not going to be easy. But they're making a good path for their future, and they're definitely going to be a team. This division, I think, is going to be good again at some point.
Okay, I think looking at it, I think yes, they can happen, but the Broncos right there. So everybody look at the Chiefs schedule right now. Everybody think it's going to be easy, but you got the Bills that's actually turning it around. They just added Cooper. Then you got to play.
Hey, Cooper had 2 touchdowns. I believe it was 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns.
1 touchdown, yeah.
1 touchdown. It was a good round.
You got to play the Broncos twice, and so it could be. But if they don't get this offense situation fixed with these wide receivers, then I can see it can get way tougher than.
Don't sleep on the Steelers.
Yeah, I think the Steelers.
Russell Wilson, them boy. Hey.
The Steelers road game and the Bills road game to me are going to be the toughest for the Chiefs this season. I think what they've been able to do in the first 6 games is it's remarkable considering you factor in offense isn't playing well, all the injuries. It kind of makes me think about, if they're having this kind of luck now, can they, as Blake said, Chiefs will three-peat as long as they can stay healthy, but can this team go undefeated? And if they keep finding ways to win with, God, I don't want to say with talent that sometimes isn't comparable to the teams that they're facing, maybe they're just charmed this year. Maybe they are just going to roll through it and just start to finish, be that team that nobody can beat, and get their three-peat, and then who knows after that?
You can't even describe how the Chiefs are winning these games. They just winning these games. You can't scout it. You can't scout this shit. You can't scout it. They just winning games. Like, they're just winning games. It's like there's no
fluke to it. I mean, it's not like they're returning it. You're returning a kickoff here, or it's like 2 pick sixes and whatever. I mean, it is kind of predictable, as they're going to choke you off defensively, and then on offense, again, they move the ball. As long as they don't turn it over a lot, right? Hell, they had two interceptions yesterday,
right?
And they still won. Now they got 3 on their end. So again, that's just it. It's just the defense, the running game, and then, like I said, Patrick makes like 3 or 4 plays, and it's going to be a hard team to beat. Now, are they going to win every game? I don't think so. They could. They have the ability to do it, but will they?
It's crazy because
probably not.
You just don't know what the Chiefs are going to do.
That's a lot of.
They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball heavy, right? But it's like you don't know. But the Chiefs get the
tough thing is they don't get they don't get a lot of long runs. They don't get many long runs at all. I mean, you don't see many of them go
brick
for 10 yards.
Right. Just brick by brick.
It's 4 and 5. It's 2 and 3. It's just it's just constant. So that's what you like to see. At some point, maybe break a few of these loose.
We went from phenomenal offense to just getting by. We just getting by. But remember, injuries played a big role.
If they're going to make the move, this is it.
I'll go back to it, and I don't know what. Maybe I don't know if it was during the 6-pack factor cap or whatever. Going back a few weeks, I mean, this just really reminds me of the Montana 49ers, that first Super Bowl run, where he had some no-name receivers. They used a fullback. I think it was Bill Ring at the time. Cooper. I mean, they just had a bunch of no-names. Freddie Solomon is one of the receivers. I guess Clark, the guy that had the catch. I mean, he was a big name, but he was like near the end of his career. But that defense was crazy, and then Montana would make a few plays, and
that's exactly right. That's
win the game.
Tremendous comparison. This is very similar. But the thing that's
Dwight Clark, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that he's gone from this, greatest show on grass offense to what they are today, and injuries aside, just the ability to constantly navigate the different personnel, the different guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, if Baltimore had lost Zay Flowers and Henry and their tight end, you're telling me that Lamar Jackson can overcome that?
Right.
If the Bengals lose, their top 2 receivers.
I think the closest thing would be Purdy in San Francisco, because he doesn't have McCaffrey. He hasn't had Ayuk and Debo consistently, and they're struggling. I mean, it's just, you take away the top 2 receivers at any like if Goff, you take away Amon-Ra, Laporta, and one of those running backs, it may not look the same, right?
Same with the Bills. I mean, they were desperate. They had to go out and get a wide receiver.
Yeah.
But if they lose, if they lose Shakir, or they lose, their top running back, are they the same? And we're not even talking about the fact that we lost our starting running back. So it's just,
that's the power of Andy Reid.
I am done criticizing, getting upset with Mahomes at any point during a game, because it's just absolutely pointless.
It's
And
still, again, it's the
just-
OMDB over my dead body, or we losing this game, and I'll do whatever it takes, whatever it looks like, but I'm gonna drag your asses to the finish line.
Yeah.
Now, one of the craziest things, if you were listening to the broadcast yesterday, is Tom Brady sounded like Patrick was the little brother he never had.
He just never called him Mahomes.
Oh
man,
my
he did,
God.
man.
He
Kind
was
of like mommy or Bo.
gushing and
like
gushing. I mean, it was amazing. And just and he almost relishes the fact that Patrick has evolved into this guy that doesn't have to get
He takes credit for it.
5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, that he just finds a way to get his team first downs and then, kind of dagger it at the end. So it was just between the conversation he had with them before the game and then just during the game.
Nick, did you say Tom Brady takes credit for that?
Well, you know what? It's interesting. In the interview on Fox before the game, he talked about, the importance of him going into the locker room to talk to Patrick after the game.
Yeah.
And then in the broadcast, he said the same thing. He goes, I've never done that before. Yeah. But I had so much respect for this young man. I wanted to let him know he's doing things the right way. And this is my opinion for what it's worth. I think it would be a good thing for Tom Brady's career as an internal life process of being remembered. If Mahomes ties him or catches him or surpasses him, everybody's going to say Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady are always going to be in the same conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all going to be, they're both going to be compared to one another. They are forever entwined in NFL history together. Now it's like, yes, the modern day version, Mahomes is the best quarterback, to play the game in the NFL over the length of 22 years. Obviously it's Tom Brady, but I think Brady takes a certain victory lap in how much time he has spent talking to Patrick.
Well, I think he's just really impressed with Patrick's approach.
And you don't get that a lot.
It's
from broadcasting.
Fairly
any part owner of the Raiders.
It's fairly similar to him, right? It's right. Now the similarity ends at like where they were drafted, what they were rated coming in. But I think Patrick takes that leap with his next Super Bowl. Now we were assuming a lot, but when he wins his next Super Bowl, that puts him with Montana and Bradshaw. And then you can forget about all the guys with 3. There aren't many of them. Aikman and maybe some others that not off the top of my head.
Bradshaw's got 4 and Montana have 4, correct?
Montana and Bradshaw have 4. So that puts him at that rung. And just by all the other things that he's been able to do and the fact of all the crazy numbers that he puts up, I think he would be viewed as the better quarterback. But at that point, then it's he and Brady, and that's it at that point.
All right, here we go. Do you think Patrick Mahomes has a photographic memory?
Oh,
guys?
Hell yeah. That puppet is going to be on the sidelines in the Chiefs. It's going to be on the Chiefs sideline, I guarantee it.
Hey, Brock Bowers been playing some ball, though.
Doesn't matter.
Brock
they don't
Bowers
have a quarterback.
Some ball, man.
What? And they don't have a quarterback.
They don't.
They do have to get the ball to him somehow, right?
Raiders don't run the ball through as it is. So
okay, is John Harrison out there? Can we see if is Trent? I can't think of his last name. Might be Trent Taylor from Air Force. Did he make the Raiders roster? So we get our crack research staff on that to see if he's
somebody look that up for us.
We got the gang, man. Go ahead, look that up for it. Absolutely.
If not, I think he does, man. I would, what I mean. I think the kid does have.
Oh, this is unforgettable. Come on.
Oh no, I would have that thing. I would have that thing in my belt.
It's not a motivational thing. I think just the comedic value is next level.
It'll get handled when it's handled. I love it.
Right. So
trust me, Mahomes.
For all those people that, okay, this is the week Patrick goes scorched earth.
This will be discussed 100 times this week.
50 points. We'll see.
You know what's crazy, guys? Patrick Mahomes not even the top, probably statistically wise, probably not the top 5, top 10 quarterback in the league, right? But it doesn't even matter because he knows how to win games.
Statistically, he's probably like in the 20s right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm saying,
he leads the league. I think he and Jordan Love have 8 interceptions thrown. They're the top of that, and he has 6 touchdowns. So, yeah, I mean, these are all-time futile numbers for him right
It's just it's crazy because statistically it doesn't make sense, but he's winning
right.
games.
So that's
He
why
just know how to win, right?
That's why I always rail against people when they come at you with statistics.
I hate
and
statistics. I don't like
statistics. This is here. It's on paper. I didn't watch a game, but he has this many touchdowns, this many yards.
When the wind is blowing from the north and the temperature is 38 degrees, then Dan Marino's passer rating
Tua cannot throw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage.
155.
Nah, but for real, that's what the stats is for. But for me, Mahomes is just a winner, guys. He's just a winner. Like, I'm not knocking the stats, dude. I love stats, but looking at Patrick Mahomes, he just knows how to win. It's like, damn the stats, shit. Damn the stats. Stop Mahomes in the fourth quarter. Stop Mahomes in the fourth.
Tell everybody there's only one stat that matters. It's right here.
Right. The fact that they are undefeated, I don't think it really speaks so much to him that it just speaks to how good the rest of the team is.
It's just,
and maybe there's not like a plethora of superstars.
You
got Chris Jones, you got Kelsey, but then you've got a bunch of guys that are just really good and do their jobs really well.
I got a stat for y'all. I got a new stat. Under 2 minutes. What quarterback is the best under 2 minutes? 2 minute drill.
Oh, here we go.
What quarterback gets it done?
We know it's Joe Burrow.
I didn't mention Joe Burrow. See, Nick, you playing?
Yeah. Whatever.
But Joe Burrow is him though.
So I'll go back to the question that I asked earlier. Was okay. What quarterback on the planet would you rather have with the ball in his hands with the game on the line? There's one answer, and that's it. You will not convince me otherwise. I don't care.
Are we talking about this generation?
Say or whatever. I want the ball in 15's hands. I don't care who the receivers are.
I got you.
Whatever.
And this generation, you say Patrick Mahomes, but overall, Brady.
Yeah. So let's get into our sponsors.
I'm still taking Patrick.
I'm taking
Brady.
I would take Montana over Brady in the 2 minute.
Yeah, I would too.
Damn.
In the 2 minute.
Damn. So Patrick, Montana, then Brady.
Yep.
I got Brady. I got Brady.
It was 2 minutes. If it ain't Pat, I'm taking Peyton Manning. So
Brady, Mahomes, and
good choice too.
What? Peyton Manning, any day.
You take Manning over Brady?
Yep. Any day.
Okay, sponsors. Okay. Here we go.
Let's get it. There's
the ageism showing.
We'll get the sponsors in the debate. Yes, the gap is huge when it comes to who is the greatest quarterback of all time. Anyway, I know the greatest real estate advisor is Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. You can call Eric at 816-729-3785. You're looking to buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area. He is your top shelf, top choice. Give him a call today at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esalescasey@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
Another proud sponsor is my incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you are looking for a flexible health coverage plan for you or your family or a small business, if you're looking to maybe get into an ACA plan or you're getting in a private plan, maybe you're in COBRA and you want to get out of it, there are a lot of options available that you might not be aware of. So if you want someone to evaluate your current health insurance plan, give Emily Athan a call today at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
Yes, indeed. And also, we have a new sponsor, Roll Tape.
Get the best deals on new and used electronics at Resell Electronics. TVs, laptops, Apple Watches, cameras, cell phones, plus so much more. And if you're into gaming, we carry new gen as well as vintage consoles. Resell Electronics in Independence.
That is correct. Our new sponsor, Resell Electronics in Independence. They got 2 great locations on Nolan Road and also 40 Highway. If you're looking for whatever it is electronic-wise, cell phones, tablets, laptops, game consoles, TVs, home audio, so many more things, they will buy the stuff you don't want anymore. They'll give you a fair price. And if you're looking for a great deal, there's no better place in the Kansas City area to find the best electronic option. Give Resell Electronics a call today at 816-886-7285.
Resell.
I like that.
It sounds like we're like on an 80s newsroom. Roll tape.
Roll Tide.
Do they still have tape?
I don't know.
Yes.
But y'all put Montana over Brady though?
I'd seen it way too many times. Joe was Joe, man. Wow. I mean, just go to hell. Even when he was in Kansas City, he made it work.
Yeah,
With guys like Willie Davis and Tim Barnett.
See. Listen, that's why I like
Pete
quarterbacks
Cash.
like that. Make your guys better, man. Make your guys better. And Joe Montana did that.
Right.
And Brady. Brady did it too. You know.
Also, before we end the show, I want to bring something up. I made a comment last, what was it? Friday or Wednesday? And making a comment in regards to something that Hense pointed out. And I used an expression that I used a lot in my days as a teenager or a young kid, saying the word Nick. And apparently I have offended a few people, and I want to just publicly apologize. I am not in any way whatsoever that kind of person. It was a childhood thing. It doesn't make an excuse. I should have known better to say it, but I know some people were upset and some comments got back to us. So this is my apology for using that phrase. And if I offended you in any way, I am truly sorry.
It is.
So with that said, guys, it is Raiders week. I know the Raiders ain't, I just got that feeling it's probably a trap game for us.
I remember when that used to mean something.
I had that feeling in our heart, but at the end of the day,
because the Raiders are a scratchy team too, because you don't know who the Raiders are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know who they are.
We certainly know who they aren't.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we got don't forget we got Chiefs who Wednesday.
Yes, Chief who Kareem again.
I haven't seen Kareem on social media either. I haven't seen Kareem on social media.
I'm truly worried about him. I do pray for all our commenters, but Kareem now has been absent, and that's kind of like his thing on Wednesdays. And so
maybe he's just
Kareem,
giving everybody else a chance.
Just give us a kind of a sign of life.
Yes,
that's
just
right.
let us know you're alive.
So with that said, we out. Let's get ready for Raiders week Wednesday.
Peace out, everybody.